is the Vice President of Marketing for iBuumerang, and he's also the Vice President of Marketing for Vibe Rides. For those of you know him personally, I kind of put him in the category of he's a cool operator. And what I mean by that is very steady, doesn't get riled, just gets so much work piled on him all the time, gets it all done. He's built a fabulous team of marketing people with him that work with him on all these projects. Personally is an individual that has got the greatest internal fortitude that I've ever seen of anybody, greatest self-discipline from an individual on a personal side. Really good guy, originally from California. We're thrilled to death that he's actually helping us at Vibe Rides. He's pretty much in the background every day when we're on at 11 o'clock, but great guy, super individual, and I know you're going to enjoy watching through the presentation today. So ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to our call today, Mark Kithcart, our VP of Marketing, all decked out in his Vibe gear. Good morning, Mark. I'm going to turn it over to you.
Good morning, Scott. Thank you so much for that great introduction. And, thank you to you and your team. You and Angela Olivito, you're obviously the Executive Vice President for Vibe Rides, and you have led this team and led this organization and this company through some pretty trying times, but you guys are having success, which is awesome. So thanks so much for that, Scott. I'm pumped. I'm excited. He said I'm kind of an even-keeled guy. Right now, I'm excited and honored and just out of my mind crazy about what's happening at Vibe Rides. And I'm excited to share this new movement with you today in the drive share industry. So again, thank you to Scott, the entire Vibe Rides team. And the other person I want to give a special shout out to is Mr. Edwin Haynes. He's the Global Master Ambassador for iBuumerang, but he's leading the charge in the field as well. So today, as Scott pointed out, I used to live in California, but I'm coming to you today from Houston, Texas. And this is one of the markets we launched on April 1st. So we launched markets in Florida and Texas. The markets in Florida are Fort Lauderdale, Miami, Tampa, and Orlando. Got them right. And here in Texas, we are launched in Dallas, Fort Worth area and the Houston area. So if you're one of the new drivers on the call, welcome to the Vibe Nation family, as Angela likes to say. And then for all the new folks that are on today, this call is, and if you're here for the first time, you're going to have a lot of information coming at you really quickly. And you're going to want to go ahead and take some notes. So get out a notepad, get out a pen, and we're going to go ahead and rock. So let me do this first, though. I want to talk a little bit about my background. I did what everyone was told to do. Go to school, get good grades, go to college, and then get good grades there, and then get out of school and get a job. Okay, so I did that. I followed that plan. And so I got a degree in engineering. Then I went on and I got a master's in business administration, and then I got that job and I became an employee working in the high-tech industry in Northern California in the Silicon Valley area. However, I always saw other people, that were doing better than me, and I was wondering what it was that they were doing that I wasn't doing. I'm going to give you a little insight into that. But back in November of 2018, I got a pattern interrupt, is what they call it. I got a call from Mr. Holton Bubbs, who's now the CEO of Vibe Rides. At that point, he wasn't the CEO of anything yet, but he was the CEO of Vibe, or he is the CEO of Vibe Rides now. So he said, hey, I want you to come out to Houston, and I want to tell you what I'm going to be doing next. And I said, okay, great. And, I've known Mr. Bubbs now for almost 18 years. And, when he says, he's going to do something, I know that I can count on him to follow through on it. So I flew to Houston that Friday, and I came back. I went back to California. I gave my 2-week notice at the company I'd worked at for 5 years and said, I'm moving, and we're all going to Houston, okay? So what was it that he said that would have me drop everything? So it wasn't what he said, it was the vision that he painted. See, I don't follow companies and products. I follow leaders and their vision. And Mr. Bubbs painted a picture that was incredible. And he's known for saying that. You don't get what you want, you get what you picture. So after he explained to me what his vision of how he wanted to build this company was, I was blown away. And here's what I knew. I knew that anybody willing to put in time and effort could build a true residual income and become a business owner rather than an employee or being self-employed. And I'm going to talk more about that here today. So let me go ahead and start sharing my slides. All right. Okay, the company we're talking about today is Vibe Rides. So we do have a little bit of a disclaimer. Whoop, hold on a second here. Here we go. All right, we do have a disclaimer. So again, Vibe Rides, we can't guarantee anything. If you don't go to work at your job, you don't get paid. And so this is not a job. It's not a salary. It's not something that is, you can sit around and do nothing and earn income for that. There's nothing like that. If you do find something like that, though, let me know, because I'd love to be a part of something like that. But seriously, you will be fairly compensated, though, for all of your actions and activities. So that's what I really want to say. Now, next slide is the world has changed. And, I saw this change. As a matter of fact, I was living in the epicenter of that change in the Silicon Valley area. I saw it going on all around me. I saw that people were getting ahead, and this is what I was talking about, and they were really making things happen and moving forward in their lives. But the large majority that I saw were not getting ahead. So I thought, what is it? What are they doing? And the other thing too is that, it used to be that you could hunker down. You could get that job and stay at it for 40 years. And then things changed. And this was, a couple of decades ago, like when the internet first started taking off, everything started to change. At this point in time, it's not unrealistic to see 5 career changes. A lot of times you're going to feel undervalued, overworked, underpaid, you get aged out. But this also created the environment for a new economy to develop, and that is the gig economy. The gig economy exploded overnight. It took off. And 90% of the people in the gig economy actually only do it as a part-time side hustle. It's a supplement to their full-time job. So what does the gig economy allow you to do? It allows you to work smarter and get more done. It's app-based. So, right from your own phone, you can actually make everything happen. So, but being a part of the gig economy isn't enough, is it? You've got to be on the right side of the money curve, right? So why do most people never get ahead of the money curve? And, a lot of times you're spending more time and effort and you're saying, hey, if I just do more, I can get ahead. But that's not the case. See, most people are working 2 and 3 and 4, 5 jobs and side gigs, and they're not getting ahead. So let's talk about, how do you take control? So what I'm going to talk about is, this was done by Mr. Robert Kiyosaki. He created the cash flow quadrant. It makes it super simple to understand quadrants and how you can move your life, your income, all of those things into these different quadrants. But there are 2 that are really ones that you want to be a part of. Maybe you, maybe you don't, but that's your choice to make today. But I'm going to go over these quadrants and give you an idea, just so it's a simple concept that you can understand. So as an employee, you have a job. That's a great thing. I had one for several years, but I saw the owners of those businesses were getting rich on my efforts. So next is the self-employed. That's where you own a job, and those are the professionals, doctors, dentists, attorneys, contractors, even the trades, but you only get paid for when you work, okay? Then you move over to the right side of the quadrant, the right side, which is the physical right side too. And this is where I wanted to be. This is what I saw happening. This is where I saw people winning big time, okay? Hold on a second here. Okay, all right. So bottom line is you want to be a business owner, and some of you do, some of you don't, maybe, but again, you get to make that choice after I explain what it's about. So where do you want to be? You want to be on the right side of the money equation, the right-hand quadrants. So, and the business owner, you own, as a business owner, you own a system. okay? Good businesses are people dependent. Great businesses are systems dependent. So there's on the left side of the quadrant, the E and the S quadrant, this is your active effort. You're trading time for dollars. And you don't want to spend too much time here, and I didn't. I saw other people doing things. And so you know what I did? I started my own engineering company, but the engineering company owned me. I only did that for a short period of time. And then I found a new concept through Mr. Bugs that was able to free me up entirely and allow me to retire from working. So, but anyways, we're going to get there. So, but if you can't work with the E and the S quadrants, if you can't work or go to work, how much money do you make? You don't make any money because that money it's all a part of your own active efforts. So passive effort, what is that? So this is where you get the ability to use leverage. And not only leveraging time, but you can also leverage your money. And if you're not working, the money keeps flowing. The money keeps flowing. So we're going to talk about and break it down even further. So right now, you may be an employee. Your boss controls your time and your money. Your boss controls your schedule. They tell you when you can take a lunch. They tell you when you can take a vacation. Again, not a bad thing for most people. This is how they were taught. I was taught this, okay? And also, in some cases, entrepreneurship isn't for everyone. Most people do have jobs and they're comfortable, okay? So then you can move into the S quadrant, okay? And this is self-employed. And probably a lot of the new folks that are on here, maybe even some rideshare drivers, you fall into this category. Your customers control your time and money. You get to plan your schedule. You get to decide when you want to take a vacation. But if you don't drive, you don't get paid. If you don't work, you don't get paid. Rideshare can solves a problem, but it only solves the problem one customer at a time. Okay? If you want to solve a problem and be able to do it with multiple drivers and multiple customers and do it when you're not working, you need to be in the B quadrant. This is all about leveraging time and leveraging money. I'm going to show you how you can do this today a little bit later, and not too much later. But this is where you have money coming in even if you're not working. Again, you can gain leverage. You can get the benefits of the system with Vibe Rides. And then the I quadrant is the quadrant that I have fun with here. And it's where you get to put put overalls on your money and put it to work. So you obviously want to be able to get to the B quadrant. And how do you get to the B quadrant? So first of all, you don't have to stop what you're doing right now. Okay, if you're doing rideshare, great, keep doing that. But you don't need a boss, you don't need a degree, you don't even need experience, and you get others working for you. And Vibe Rides is able to gain you that leverage, and I'll talk more about that here in a minute. But first I want to go into what is it that we're doing? Why is Vibe Rides different? So we are part of something called, and we coined this term, the drive share industry. And this is the next way to get to the B quadrant for drivers and ambassadors. The timing is perfect. The trailblazers have led the way in rideshare, and we're just going to take this industry and level it up to drive share. So there's 98 million rideshare passengers today, 5.3 million drivers and growing. This is only going to get bigger and bigger and bigger, and we are going to be a part of it. And how are we going to be a part of it? We are mobility solutions. We, people, products, services from point A to point B. And again, it's not just, just people. Again, products and services. All right. The next generation of drive share is Vibe Rides. And the other companies out there have inspired us. So we decided, again, Mr. Bugs had this vision. And he said, you know what? We can do it, and we can do it better. And the concept that you're going to hear about next is all about ride, drive, and overdrive. And those are the three ways to vibe. So with riding, you probably guessed it, it's just simply taking rides. But why? Why and how can we make this different? Well, you get to choose your vibe. You get to choose if you want to talk or not. You get to choose your music. You like rock and roll? You want to chill out? You want to listen to classical? You want to do hip hop or R&B? Listen to R&B? You get your choice. Want to choose the temperature? You want it colder? You want it hotter? Maybe you're living in Minnesota where Scott is and it's cold. You want that, you want to crank it up a little bit, right? Maybe you're down in Florida where Mr. Luis Ventura is and it's hot and it's humid and you want it cooler. So, and then the final thing is that, I'll talk about girl power here in a minute, but bottom line is this: before you get into the car, the driver knows what it is that you want and you get to choose your vibe, and that driver will have your vibe ready for you right when you open up that back door and jump in. So what's different though about our safety? So back when I first heard about rideshare, it was a foreign concept about 10 years ago, and I thought it was strange to get into somebody's car and have them give me a ride. But now it's just what you do, and now I think it's strange to get into a taxi. Strange how it's funny how things flip like that, right? But for us, safety is key, and we have something called girl power. Again, I have a wife, a daughter, and if it's dark and it's nighttime and they're trying to get from point A to point B, I really would love to have them in the hands of a female rather than a male. And so what I would do is say, hey, you know what, honey, go ahead, select the girl power feature, and you know what happens? It only pings the drivers that are women. And so then that also the drivers are able to select girl power and only get female riders. So very cool, very different, and we are pioneering these safety features. So the other one too is a safety alert feature. So if anything's happening in the car or something like that, or something happened with an accident or something like that, you've got the ability to notify Vibe Rides, or you can actually, through the app, hit 911, and then it'll all start tracking your ride. The other part of it too is route tracking. So if you want to share where it is you're going with your loved ones, you can do that. And we have a first name only basis. So not only the rider, but the driver, it's only going to be their first name. All right, the rewards. The rewards are cool. Loyalty and user benefits. So if you're loyal and you take 5 rides, we're going to go ahead and give you a free ride. You get to share the vibe and get paid. You share it 5 times and you're going to get a free ride. We've got travel exclusives. We've been giving away trips all month to riders. So we get to do some cool things that the other companies don't get to do. And so bottom line is this, Vibe Rides is the next generation of rideshare. Okay? It's the next generation of rideshare. We call it D3. This has never been done before. We share revenue with those that help us build Vibe Rides. So if something is free, typically you are the product, right? So Facebook, it's free. Guess who the product is? You. Your data. Instagram, free. Who's the product? You. So you probably helped them build a massive network. You probably told all of your friends, hey, I'm on Facebook. Get on Facebook. Did you ever get paid to do that? No, you're the product. You're not getting paid, but Facebook is. Okay. Here at Vibe Rides, we pay you to support us in building the rider and driver base. Okay. How does that work? So first of all, you can earn when you drive, right? So just like you normally do. You can earn when others drive. So again, earning when you drive, active. Earning when others drive, passive. Earning when customers ride, passive. Even when those customers are not riding with you. So let's move on. Let's go to what does it mean to drive, okay? So you're in the S quadrant and you can drive and you can make a good income. Okay, some of you are probably making a great income already. And I know that there's Mario out there. He had driven for other rideshare companies and he has done very well. And now he's working and driving with Vibe Rides. He doesn't work for us. He just drives. He drives with the app and turns it on, just like the other rideshare company. So, but he's earning active income. So he can earn up to 75%, and that's after the first 50 rides. It's 70% up to the first 50 rides, but then that excludes the per ride fee and any other taxes, tolls, etc. Now, I want to show you how to make an extra $5,000 per month. So here's how you do it. Again, it's active, so it's just you, and if you do 20 days of driving, okay, you can make up to $250 a day. And that's doing 17 rides a day. That may be in 8 hours, it might be in 10 hours, who knows, but it's 17 rides a day, and that's at $15 a ride. That all equals $5,000 a month. Pretty good. And so, but it's your own efforts. So what I want to talk about is how do you get into Overdrive? How do you get into the B quadrant? This is passive income, and this is where drivers can earn more even when they're not driving, okay? So passive income is earned when others ride and others drive. You can build your fleet and get paid even if you're at home. Build your customer base and get paid even if they're not riding with you. Hold on, let me say that again. Build your customer base, get paid even if they're not riding with you, even if you're at home. So anytime those folks take a ride in a Vibe Rides, you get paid. So let me show you the rider passive model. All right. So you over here on the far left, you know 10 people, you know 100 people, you probably know 500 people. Pick up your phone and scroll through. But there's 10 people, and you probably have done this in the past and said, hey, have you seen this new rideshare company, XYZ? You know what? It's so cool. Go ahead and, you know, I just did it and it's awesome. And you can get from point A to point B, right? You did that. You helped those companies. We are breaking that mold, and we're going to help you, help us, and we're going to get back. So you got those 10 riders. Now, at that point in time, you got your first 5 riders, you got a free ride out of that. Then you got 5 more. So you got 10 riders, and you knew those folks. Okay? Those 10 riders each did 5 rides, okay, or got 5 customers so they could get a free ride, and they got 50 more riders. You don't know those 50 riders. Those 50 riders got their 5. Now it's 250 riders. How many is that total? 310. Okay, 310 total. $50 on average per month. $15,500. You get 3% of that. That's what we call our drive share. Okay, and that's $465 a month, or $5,580 per year. What could you do with that? And what did you do? You got 10 riders. That's it. You only knew the first 10. You see how this can work, and see how this can change your life potentially? So, and you only got the first 10, but you got them one time, and you got paid and get paid for life. All right, now for drivers, if you want to get some drivers into your fleet, we call it, here you are on the left side. You go ahead and get 10 drivers started in your fleet. Those 10 drivers, for the base fares, they're doing about $50,000 a year each, okay, for the fares, not their income, their fares. And so those 10 drivers, that's a total of $500,000 per year. You get 3% of that, in addition to the 3% for your customers. Again, this all goes into the drive share. You just make $15,000 that year. Those drivers were driving, and you were maybe on another side gig or on vacation. This is passive income. This is the B quadrant. This is where people want to be. This is where you need to be. What would an additional $15,000 do for you on top of the 5 that you just made? So you build it once, you get paid forever. Did you hear that? Get paid forever. All right, let's break it down. On the left side, we've got the active driving. On the right side, we've got passive, overdrive. So other companies are going to pay your startup expenses. If you're in rideshare, they've done that. They're going to give you a background check. They're going to do the vehicle registration, but they're going to cap your pay at 70 to 75%. I don't know if any referral bonuses are given out, and then they're going to take the rest, that 25 to 30%, and they're going to give that to it's going to come back to the company and paid out to the shareholders. Okay, a great concept. Okay, great concept. Thankfully, they pioneered this. But if you want to take control, you need to get to the other side. D3. You own a business now. This is passive income. You've got people and a system working for you. You own the income of those customers for life. You own those fleet drivers and what they generate and the business that they generate for life. Not only that, now you can say that you have a home-based business. You get massive tax benefits from that. And if you're a driver now, you may be writing off the 57.5 cents per mile, but in this case, you're able to write off a whole lot more. Think about that. You drive 20,000 miles in a year, you're able to write off and take about $10,000 of income off of your bottom line. I'm not a tax attorney or a tax consultant or anything like that, but I just know that that's the case. But now you are a home-based business. You have multiple tax benefits and write-offs. You can write off meals. You can write off a portion of your rent, your mortgage, and your utilities, and more. Again, not a tax accountant or a consultant, but bottom line is check on that. And you know what? I think in the future, we're going to be doing classes around owning a home-based business and what the benefits are and how you can really reap the rewards of those tax benefits. 70 to 75% still goes to you, same as being active. If you're driving and you're on the D3 side, you still get paid that 70 to 75%. And here's the big difference. You get 12% going to the drive share. This is for you. This is all for you. And no other company is doing this. No other company has thought of this, I don't think. And then bottom line is 18% is coming back to Vibe Rides. So this is the integrity and the transparency, much lower than the other companies out there. But which quadrant do you want to be in? Which quadrant? Okay? The E and the S or the B and the I, right? Become a part of this Vibe movement. Get with the person who invited you on this call. You're going to want to get started now. So how do you do that? You can become a Vibe Overdrive ambassador. It's $49.95 for your business registration. This is a one-time fee. Then you pay $200 for your Overdrive pack, and then a $99.95 per month subscription. Okay. And again, I've owned businesses in the past. $99.95 to keep my business going. I would have done that all day long, every single day. So and when you do become an overdriver, okay, you get one background check and you're going to get one vehicle inspection. So we take care of those for you when you do that. So that right there now has taken $50 potentially off the top of this. All right. Again, 75% of the distance and time charges. You're going to have the ability to invite more drivers and build your fleet and build your customer base. You're going to have a fleet management system that's going to keep track of everything for you. So, you know what I'd say is, choose your vibe. But first, I want to say this. Get with the person who got you on this call. Go ahead and tell them, I'm ready. I'm ready to get into the B and the I quadrant. I'm ready to stop trading time for dollars. I'm ready to start vibing. So Scott, I'm going to turn it back over to you. But again, I am honored to be the VP of Marketing, working with this incredible Vibe Rides team. I'm proud to be a part of a company where everybody's going to have the opportunity to win here. So go ahead and get started now. Let me be the first to congratulate you. Welcome to the Vibe Rides family.